DSP, Dark Side Phil, a man with a self-described YouTube legacy. And looking at his metrics, you get an idea of where that notion arises, what germinated that concept in his little mind. Nearly 500 million video views. 50 fucking thousand uploads. I know gang stalking channels that film the sidewalk every day that don't come anywhere near that amount of uploads. But that is the dedication that Phil has to his craft of playing video games on the internet. And that passion project turned profession drew in quite an audience for Phil. But internet celebrity being what it is, a fickle thing, with audiences eventually dissipating as the years go on, Phil's numbers have waned quite a bit. And yet still, he retains a certain popularity or interest in what he does in the videos that he produces, but just in an unintended way. If you were to go to YouTube right now and enter, "This is how you don't play," the majority of search results you're going to get are all going to be DSP related. And that's because Phil, ironically enough, is shit at video games. You would figure somebody that dedicates their life to something would actually be good at it, but you would be wrong. And there is quite a sizable audience dedicated to watching Phil fuck up his playthroughs of any title you could imagine. Game after game after game after game, they come out to watch him fail once again. Simply comparing a video that Phil himself puts out to a "This is how you don't play" released on the very same day makes it crystal clear exactly what the audience is tuning in for. The discrepancy in the numbers is astronomical. And it's this reputation that's begun to cling to him over the last 4 or 5 years. But that's not the only thing he's known for. Mr. Bonnell is a man of many talents. Not many people can say they've masturbated in front of children on Twitch TV. I should put allegedly in there in quotation marks because we can't prove that's happening. There's no shot below the waist as he's furiously moving his arms and throwing his head back in exuberation in the moment. Because apparently he forgot that his webcam was on before he went live on his stream in front of a giant audience. That's a little bit of an oops. That's a tiny bit of a fuck up. And it's because of weird happenstances like this, of jacking off on a camera unaware that people are watching you, or being terrible at a video game, or even having a bit of an attitude, that Phil has attracted what he likes to call detractors. Now, detractors are individuals who have a nearly A-log-like obsession with Phil's life, some going as far as building water wells in Africa just to say they're better than some fat YouTuber that plays video games all day. And no, I'm really not making that up. And it's not just those dirty detractors that give Phil shit, that catalog his videos and create compilations or mock his inability to do things properly or the failures that he seemingly exhibits on a daily basis. His fans give him enough trouble as well. Certain individuals that follow him cause more trouble than they may be worth. But this video isn't really about Phil Burnell. It's not about DSP. If you want to really get a good idea of the crazy backstory related to him, to his online shenanigans and the groups of people that have dedicated their life to cataloging or fucking with him, I would highly recommend Down the Rabbit Hole, which covers it in a spectacular fashion. I'll put a link in the description. You can go watch it for backstory on exactly who this guy is and the things that he gets into. So no, this video won't be focusing on Phil. Instead, it's going to focus on events surrounding him. Now, one last thing you really need to know as we get into this is that after winning Boyfriend of the Year awards for 2016 and 2017, Phil and his girlfriend, Panda Lee Gaming, broke up. I'm not sure why. What could possibly have driven a wedge between these two star-crossed lovers?
Leanna's awake. She's not been feeling too well. I want to make sure she's awake because she has to start making dinner. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
The thing is, I know if this ever happens again, I'm going to tell him you are not allowed to bring her to the hospital. No, you get no permission to fucking do it.
Who does that? Who says to their fucking girlfriend, their fiance, their wife, "You can't go to the hospital"? The next time you get into a position where you need to go to the emergency room, you walk it the fuck off. Toughen up, Buttercup. Well, at least now we know where Phil got his nickname King of Hate, because Leanna most definitely hates his ass for not letting her go to urgent care when she desperately needs it. So the end of 2017 was a rough patch for Phil, what with his financial difficulties that he repeatedly talked about on stream, saying that he had hardships coming up and that he was scared. And now with his girlfriend leaving him, how could things possibly get any worse for DSP? A little pissed off right now. If it doesn't change by this weekend, I'm going to release a screenshot I took from my DM. I don't like to be treated like this, just saying. By the way, by now I also know where to send it to. They will have a damn field day with this if they ever get their hands on it. I say just this. Pay me, motherfucker.
That nigga gonna pay what he owe.
Or you're going to be so sorry you wish I had cut your tiny fucking cock off instead. Not even the backlash you'll be getting from my husband who oversees my business. Well, it would appear that Kimberly Brink has an issue with DSP. It looks like she's owed some motherfucking money. But what's it in relation to? Well, true to her word, Kimberly did know where to release that information to. Over on the forum, Kiwi Farms, a mysterious woman shows up to elaborate on what's going on. It turns out that Kimberly Brink was a high-end European escort. DSP had contracted her on more than one occasion to come over and give him the real girlfriend experience for a weekend. Apparently, the loneliness after Leanna had left him had driven him to hiring people from overseas. She goes on to explain they had a contract between them, and that there was a non-disclosure agreement in play, but that if he didn't pay the money he owed her by a certain date, roughly 30 days from the point of her posting that, she would be free to give out every intimate detail of their relationship. And apparently the money that she was owed was roughly around $3,000. I guess European whores have a pussy payment program. If you want to get laid, you put it on layaway. And that's exactly what she's alleging that DSP had done. And even with that supposed NDA in play, she was still willing to give out some rather embarrassing details within the first post that she put up on Kiwi Farms. Now, let me spill the beans and sausage here regarding dipshit Phil's tiny instrument. Yes, he is a man. He has a dick, but my oh my, I should have brought a magnifying glass because when fully erect, if you can even call it erect, it was hardly 4 inches long and not very pleasurable, but I guess that was what he was born with, so I can't blame him for that. He is, however, a quick squirter, because sex didn't last long. A couple minutes at most, so not very pleasurable for me. No idea how Leanna lasted that long with him, but I'm sure she had more than enough toys to satisfy her while he was busy gaming, working. Reading Kimberly's early posts, you quickly pick up on the fact that they are particularly annoyed they're owed money and really want to get back at Phil for not paying what he owes. As I said before, guys, believe what you want, it's your right to do so. I don't care who believes me or not, and really don't give a damn. All I'm saying is the thirst for money will grow even bigger for him because not paying me brings it to a whole other level than having to pay taxes. I'll leave it at that. I've said enough to get things off my chest because I was and still am seriously pissed for the way he handled me since I got back home. And now till a point he broke all responding contact. He has like a month since I'm very reasonable when it comes to it. But if the due date is passed, I'm going after him. You have to pay what you owe.
I'm coming for that ass again until you pay what you owe.
Simple as that. And with that, I leave it. Have a nice day, all. Now, that post went up on December 15th, so she was giving Phil 30 days to pay the $3,000 she said he owed her before she broke the non-disclosure agreement and released the contracts he had signed with her, along with all the intimate sexual details of their liaisons over the past few months. Now, when these tweets and the posts on Kiwi Farms first came out, people were fairly skeptical. How are they going to be able to substantiate that this woman is in fact a whore for hire? Well, it turns out Kimberly had a website, Slut Kimberly, the most extreme escort date you will ever find. And the website looked very flushed out. It had rates and booking information, pics and videos, a blog, extra information, scheduling, when she was available, links to other websites she was affiliated with. It was a fully fleshed out website. And looking at the rates this crazy bitch was charging, you can see why Phil would have owed her so much money. After all, a 2-week special would be $125,000 fucking dollars. And if you wanted a 1-month special with Slut Kimberly, well, that's going to cost you $200,000 fucking dollars. So it's totally understandable why Phil decided to go the reasonable route of $6,000 for the girlfriend experience. You might want to just baby step your way into that before you jump into the $250,000 fuck fest with Slut Kimberly from Europe. Now, within a few days, within about 48 to 72 hours, Phil began to respond to this. People were bringing it up to him. Stupid people looking for drama are incredibly gullible. They will believe anything they're told that creates a scandal, whether or not there's any factual evidence at all. And sadly, a lot of human beings are stupid. I know firsthand. I have to deal with tons of them daily. Lol.
For several days, they kept saying that my girlfriend was some girl who had tweeted me months and months ago during the summer for like one random conversation, and they basically kept spamming the shit out of her Twitter, saying that she was my girlfriend, to the point where she basically flipped out and said, "No, I'm not his girlfriend, you fucking idiots." Ridiculous, right? Now, they're trying to say that apparently my girlfriend is a paid escort. What? It's just insanity. So I just got a troll sub from someone claiming Phil's dating an escort named Kim. Sure I am. You have to be a complete brain dead idiot to even consider paying for an escort to begin with. And then to say, oh, yes, a fan of Phil's who followed him, and now he's going to pay her to come. You're fucking so stupid.
So it appeared that the two were at an impasse. Slut Kimberly was saying that DSP owed her money. DSP was saying, I have no idea who the fuck this is, and you have to be an idiot to believe them. Now, even putting aside that the Twitter account in question was many years old, and that it linked to her own personal escort website that you could actually use to book her services, people pointed to other things they thought substantiated Kimberly's story, different pieces of evidence, or things they had noticed over the last couple of months. The mysterious new girlfriend that DSP claimed he had. He posted pictures of her, but only from behind. He was afraid people were going to find out what her identity was, and they were going to target her to harass her. Well, the pictures he posted, Kimberly posted similar pictures saying that those were actually her, and she posted them on her own private account. Even more than that, if you look at her timeline and DSP's timeline, they talk about the same thing, but spaced out by hours. Kimberly's talking about how traveling is difficult on the 15th, very early in the morning. And then later on in the afternoon, DSP's talking about his girlfriend and how she just went through this arduous journey to come visit him and then go back home. And Kimberly not only seemed hell-bent on making them believe what she said, she was out for blood. She was talking about reporting him to both Twitch and Patreon for hiring whores with their... I don't know if that's in the terms of service somewhere. I don't remember Jack Conte saying you couldn't pay for pussy on his platform. Maybe that's buried in like subsection 8 and I'm unaware of it. But she was spreading the word around everywhere she could to smear him for not giving her that $3,000. People were messaging him on social media, constantly asking him about the escort services he hired. He had to repeatedly address it time and time and time again on his live stream.
So they fabricate this story that I hired an escort to come visit me during my Christmas break. I paid her thousands of dollars or owe her thousands of dollars, apparently. I don't even know what the full story is because I'm not really following it. I don't deal with this stupid shit. But you may have noticed the past few days, there's idiots coming in here. It's all the fucking same gullible morons who believe everything because they're such morons. They've been coming in here saying, oh, you owe money to your escort. What about your escort? These people are fucking idiots. They actually believe this. That's the sad part, that they're actually so gullible, they actually believe this is fact. My God, you people are stupid if you believe that shit. I shake my head at how stupid it is that these dumb, gullible kids, they will literally fabricate anything to create drama just so there's drama. Because right now, let's face it, what drama is there? I mean, yeah, financially I'm in a bind, but people have been very supportive. People are coming out on streams and being very positive. Right? There's not a lot of negativity around me right now, which is good. In fact, it's the holiday season, so things have been going really well. So let's fabricate something, because there's really not much negative to say about Phil these days. So let's just make shit up. Oh, he hired an escort to come during Christmas. It's like, what?
And even though DSP consistently denied it time and time again, Kimberly began to post that he was back on a payment program with her and that she was getting the $3,000 that she was owed. And so her threat of releasing more information by the 15th of January seemed to completely come and go. The thread got hundreds of replies. People constantly talked about it on social media. They kept pestering DSP about it. But at the end of the day, it looked like the issue was going to be laid to rest. Kimberly was claiming she was getting her money. Either way, it looks like it was over. Until Kimberly once again jumped back in to restart it, after she claimed that she got paid by him. As to why I started posting about DSP again, well, I was done with him because he finally paid 2 weeks ago. But guess what? He started trash talking about me, so he can of course expect the same in return. Hey DSP, just a reminder, you started this. The first time I had to start trouble because you refused to pay me for my services. Now 2 weeks ago you finally paid, so I went quiet about it and let it go. But last night you decided to slander me, so what did you expect, huh? And from this point forward, Kimberly goes into detail about the financial arrangement they had between them, publicly talking about it, no longer on the Mystery Woman account, doing it out in the open. She takes it a step further by going into intimate detail about their bedroom behavior. Hey DSP, remember when you sent me this pic last September when you asked me if it was a good one? I sure made good use of it on your ass when I was with you, didn't I? I don't... Okay, listen, maybe it's the fucking reflective nature of the tinfoil behind it, but it's hard to tell off the black dildo. Is that a horse cock? The shape of it doesn't seem quite natural. Is she saying that she fucked DSP with a strap-on horse cock? Because that's kind of the direction it seems like Kimberly is going with this. I think this girl may actually be crazy enough to believe her own bullshit. Some people can actually convince themselves that they were places if they talk about it enough. Probably an obsessed person or just a nut job, but I have no idea who she is at all. Well, Phil, she's apparently somebody that imagined herself inside your ass with a giant horse dildo. That's that's who this girl is. So where else could we possibly go from here? How much more convoluted and fucking insane could this story get about a Twitch streamer getting fucked in the ass by an overpriced European hooker? Well, apparently quite a ways. Because it's a few days after the releasing of all this intimate details about their sex life that people begin to notice a few discrepancies, a few awkward things about Kimberly and her profiles. Those pictures that are being posted on Kimberly's Twitter account and on that website might not actually be Kimberly. They might have been stolen from a woman in fucking Memphis. So is this all some kind of bizarre troll that somebody set up 8 years ago to spring on DSP one day when they were bored? What exactly is happening? Why are all these pictures being attributed to somebody who looks like they might not even be a real person? Hopefully Kimberly can clear the, oh, wait a minute, I don't think she's going to clear up anything. What, you're going to delete all your tweets? What? Oh my god, it's okay, guys. It's okay. I was hacked. Somebody took my account. I'm not actually an escort whore. I've been hacked. Apparently somebody got into this account 8 years ago, and I finally noticed it. So I'm going to delete all these tweets, and I'm going to change the profile picture. I'm going to lock this baby down. Because I finally noticed, 8 years later that I've been hacked. Sorry about that. Not actually a hooker from Europe. Oh, and the website's down too. That's really strange. So the Twitter account was hacked and now the rightful owner's taken it over. I'm so glad for. And it looks like the website's been taken down, but how did that happen? I had that disgusting escort website taken offline because I don't want to be associated with disgusting things like that. Well, Kimberly Brink must be a fucking savant when it comes to technology to be able to pull down a website in like fucking 3 hours notice. I'm really impressed because technically Kimberly didn't own that website, so I have no idea how she took it down. But at least we're getting a consistent story from Kimberly now. It looks like some evil hacker took over that account 8 years ago to lay a booby trap for DSP. But luckily, Kimberly noticed just in the nick of time to take over the account and then pull down the website. Maybe Kimberly would be so gracious as to give me the tinfoil she had under that horse dildo so I can make a hat out of it and try to puzzle my way through this mystery. Maybe it was Old Man Jenkins down by the mill. I don't know, Scooby. Let's see if we can put this together. An account that's established for many years shows up and says DSP owes the money because she's a high-class escort. She provides all this information and pursues it for over a month. Then people notice that a few of the pictures belong to somebody else. All of a sudden that somebody else says, hey, wait a minute, that's actually my account that's been hacked 6 years ago. I'm going to take it over, and while I'm at it, I'm going to take down the escorting website because that's disgusting. Yet when asked about another account that she was talking to many years ago, she says, yes, I do know that account. We went to school together. Even though that account is saying that she's a hooker and that she was with DSP. Something's not adding up. I just can't put my finger on it. I mean, fucking what next? Are you going to tell me that it's Fred Fucks and that Sons of Kojima have returned? Oh, fuck yes you are. Actually, that's exactly what you're going to do. The suns will rise again. I'll be back. It seems that even if that website got pulled down, somebody put it back up with a simple message. Fred Fucks. So our escort that's not really an escort who was actually hacked is now Fred Fucks because Sons of Kojima has come back to mess with DSP. Am I following that right? Fred Fucks set up an account 8 years ago to get DSP now? Oh no, wait. That's all a ruse as well. We are officially driving in the Lamborghini of autism. We go from like 0 to retarded in like under a second. Because no, if you thought that was actually Fred Fucks, you've fallen for a ruse, my friend. It's actually the elite super hackers known as the Falcon. Yes, the Falcon has shown up. This has all been their master plan from the beginning. They wanted to teach DSP a lesson by first pretending to be a prostitute, then pretending to be the woman who got hacked and wasn't a prostitute, then pretending to pretend that they were a woman who got hacked by a prostitute, but they were actually Fred Fucks. And then once you thought they were Fred Fucks from the Sons of Kojima, in fact they were actually the Falcon. Well, ain't that some shit? But is it possible this could get more autistic? Could we kick it up a notch? Could we get to fifth dimensional autism on the internet? Is that a possibility? Should I cross my fingers? Oh, I got a good feeling about this. I got a good feeling somebody's doing a little bit of digging. Could we kick this up a notch? Yes, we can. Y'all motherfuckers need to watch some more Rick and Morty. If you thought that Falcon shit was real, you fell for a ruse within a ruse within a ruse within a ruse. Because the real truth is that this is a catfishing empire that I swear to God, has been running for a decade now. Been run for a decade by this lovely couple. Take a look at them. Can we get a round of applause for the entertainment they've given us? Look at them. They're beautiful people. They use randomly found images of attractive women and then sucker stupid men out of money by either bribing them or tricking them. But apparently it backfired this time because it brought so much attention down on them that people were able to dig into the domains that they registered and find out what was going on. And they found out a whole bunch of information. I left the spoiler tags on for this one, but use your imagination. It's going to really help, I think. Just visualize this. At some stage or another, the Angel Capri persona was picked up by a Twitter account called Slut Farmers. The picture in question seems to show what is assumed to actually be Miss Brenda inserting a child's baseball bat into her vagina. Her legs are spread wide, and a children's plastic golf club, cucumber, and various adult toys can be located conveniently nearby. I think it hits the nail on the head, and hopefully it does it before she can put that hammer in there, because God knows she's sticking everything else in there. So let me lay down a nice little summary for you. We've got a couple dedicated to running a catfishing empire, who were pretending to be a hacking group known as the Falcon, who was pretending to be Fred Fox, who was pretending to be a hacking victim, who was pretending to be an escort, who was trying to swindle $3,000 out of DSP by telling people they fucked him in the ass with a horse dildo. I fucking love the internet. But there is one last little bit. I mean, when we read about the baseball bat thing and Angelina Capri, that name popped up earlier too. It said, this fake escort's identity was linked back to another fake woman, Angelina Capri. This identity was much older than Kimberly Brink's name, and she had made a fatal error. In registering a domain name and putting up an Amazon wish list to swindle patrons, they had revealed their true identities. So it seems like this persona was the key piece of information that ended up unraveling the entire mystery. A whole month-long adventure completely solved because of one fuck-up on the part of this scamming couple. God, if only somebody at the very beginning of this had clued in on that. If they had clued in on that particular persona and did some investigation and found that, hey, this might actually be a catfishing endeavor. If only somebody had made an image macro, explaining it and laying it out in simple terms for people to look at. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Somebody with a keen wit like that, high intelligence, handsome, good-looking, attractive, great in bed, that kind of person probably doesn't exist. And if they did, they probably just enjoy a good shit show. Don't we all?